Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Minecraft series. Today's episode is episode 2 of season 11, and we are starting things back off in the creative world yet again. And yeah, well, before we get started on all of this beauty right here, I do want to say today's episode is actually kind of a special episode, as it is being uploaded on January 1st, which of course means that it is now the new year, 2025. So yeah. Happy New Year to everyone who's watching it around the time that this gets uploaded. And if you're watching it far into the future, then still a Happy New Year to you, right? Anyway, in the last episode, we started working on this part right here of this building. The new end building that we're going to be making on the survival world. And I said that in between the episodes I would work on it a little bit more, even try to mainly finish it. It's not completely finished yet. Of course, this side is not done yet. It's kind of a facade as of right now. But this tower and that tower right there will be the same. So all that is really missing is just this small little part in the middle. And that's not going to be all that complicated. And before we get to that point, oh goodness, it's raining again. Before we get to that point in the survival world, that will take us a long time anyway, so I'm not too worried about that yet. But yeah, you can see I've made some changes since the last episode. I've added diamond blocks, I made these two sides. These are now bone blocks because I think they look the best behind the water. And I made the entrance, which I must say I'm actually really quite happy with. I think this looks really cool. Of course, it is a lot of purple. I will admit it's not per se like the best looking building just because we're building it out of purple, and purple is just not the best block in the game. But I think for the template that we had and the idea behind it, it works quite well. I think in that way it looks quite cool, and we're gonna have basically like a miniature castle here, because you know it will be like a little square like that, and I think it looks pretty cool. The entrance, we have the dragon egg right here with the dragon head above it. I think that is quite a funny little detail. Originally I had this a little bit higher up, actually almost as high as this, but I think it looks a lot better being a little bit lower, giving really space to those towers. And yeah, as I said, it might not be the most perfect looking building ever, like the most attractive building. I think for example the Corruptorium that we've built in the survival world does look a little bit better, especially with all of the vines and stuff. But I'm definitely quite happy with how it looks compared to, you know, what it could have been when, if you look at it from like the blocks that we had. It was not the greatest option, and I think I made the best out of it, so to say. So yeah, I'm quite happy with this. But there's a small problem with this whole building, and that it is very, very expensive. I mean, there's a lot of obsidian in here, as you can already tell. I mean, not this much, because we're gonna have these breakups, and I'm definitely not gonna be placing obsidian behind the breakups. But yeah, there's a lot of obsidian in there. There's a lot of diamonds in there. Now, I'm not too worried about the diamonds, because we do have pretty easy access to a lot of those. So yeah, that I'm not too worried about. It's still a lot, but we should be fine. And there's a lot of purple, which is also not cheap. All the other things, they're not all that expensive. I mean, we need endstone as well, but I'm gonna be real honest, we don't use that much endstone in this build, mainly just for the flooring. I don't think the endstone bricks look all that great, so yeah, and I would have used more if there was like stairs and slabs. Maybe this would have been made out of stairs, but or endstone, but yeah, there's no stairs or anything like that, so I can just only use this block. And then my options are quite limited, and I mean something like that also just doesn't fit. Oh, well, there goes my portal. Hold on. Just there. Hold on. Let me place it back. So yeah, something like that just doesn't fit, so we have to go with that. I would like maybe something else here, but I just don't know. Maybe we will make this into endstone though, just to have it not be completely purple, right? Yeah, I think we will be doing that. Just to break it up a little bit and also add some more endstone in there. Yeah, that looks a little bit better, I would say, than that side. Okay, so that is gonna be a small change that we make, but outside of that, I think it's kind of finished already, at least the front, of course. And yeah, now it's just time to start gathering all of the resources that we need for this build, which is definitely going to take quite some time. I do want to get started on this building already, but yeah, the main part of this project for now is going to be gathering all of these resources. So let's head over to the survival world here. There we go. I'm going to drink a little bit of my drinking yogurt. And there we are. So we're going to be building this building right around here. Now we do have these flowers here already grown, which will of course be used in order to make the purple blocks, because we can smelt those things up and then make blocks out of the things. But right now, with the size of this farm, it's definitely not going to be fast enough for us. I have come up with a little bit of an idea with how we can handle all of the problems that we have right now with this project. Of course, we're going to be needing these two things, so yeah, it's a good thing that they're already right there. But I also need a bow and arrow. Ooh, and enchanting tables might also be a cool thing to use in this at some point, but yeah. Of course, we have another nether star right here, which I can use to make another beacon, which is good, because I'm gonna need another beacon. But I think we're just gonna yoink the old beacon for now. Reason being is that I kind of cannot afford a whole beacon to be made as of right now. Because, you know, I don't have the resources for that. How are we doing in terms of diamonds? I mean, we got some diamonds right there, 40. And 4 ores here. I'm hoping we have a lot more down in the mines. I'm also wondering, where's my bow? Did I put it in my ender chest or something like that? Ah, there it is. Okay, cool. Cool. We'll swap out our lighter for now. I need to repair these things at some point, but yeah, I don't feel like doing that right now. Let's silk touch this boy. There we go. And there we go. Yeah. So, what my plan is wow, I did not fly there. I'm gonna take these things with me. Wait, what? Oh, they don't do that in this version? Oh. Well, that sucks. Oh, that is gonna make this thing a whole lot harder. Alright, we're gonna have to make a flower farm then as well, I guess, because... yeah, otherwise we're never gonna be able to afford all of these things. That is really annoying. I did not know that they didn't do that yet. I thought that was kind of a feature from day one, but I guess not. It's fine, but it's just a little bit annoying. As I was saying though, we're of course gonna go to the end in order to gather all of the obsidian that we'll be needing. Since, you know, there's just 3 obsidian there. And when we're there, we're also gonna be planting down these chorus plants all over there. Because, you know... there's a lot of endstone there, so then I don't need to bring endstone to the overworld to plant them. And they can just kind of free roam there, so I don't need to be worried about it looking ugly or anything like it's doing right now in our beautiful area right here. So that is kind of my plan. And then I can just kind of, you know, let them grow while mining obsidian. And then every now and then just have a little bit of a harvest. Of course, I think we're gonna get the amount of obsidian I need far before we are actually... at the amount of coarse fruit that I need, but oh well, it will at least help a little bit, I guess. Okay, I got 25, I guess that's fine. We're actually gonna get rid of these entirely, there we go. And this is quite satisfying. Now we're already gonna probably get quite a nice amount of these things, so that's good. Like a good head start. This also allows to kind of judge how much we're gonna have to do this, or how many times, because, you know, we'll see how many blocks I can create out of all of this. Now I don't know exactly how the recipe goes, if it is 4 for 1 block or 4 for 4 blocks. I'm hoping 4 for 4, but I'm gonna assume it's 4 for 1. But yeah, we already got like nearly 3 stacks, which, if that is 3 stacks of blocks, that would be amazing, but I'm gonna assume it might just be only 1 stack of blocks, which would be a little bit painful, but yeah, it is what it is here. Why are we so low on coal here? Oh, they have more. Okay, that makes sense, I guess. This you cannot smelt, right? No. We got 30 flowers, that's pretty decent. We're gonna quickly sleep away the night and drink a little bit more of my yogurt here. There we go. And there. And I'm gonna assume already 4 of them have smelted up, right? Yeah, there we go. So this is probably gonna create... oh, wow! It actually creates 4. Oh, that's great. Oh, that's really good. So with this, we can do all of these things, right? Right, so one of the... yeah, they... okay. Ooh, that is actually a lifesaver there. So that means that we have already gathered 3 stacks of purple blocks. That's gonna be a lot faster than I expected. I thought 4 of those pop things were gonna create 1 block, which would of course be painfully a little amount. But this is actually quite good. Like, this means that it should be quite really... oh my goodness. That is so much chicken. Oh my god, is the lava still working? What? Yeah, this is still working. I feel like it needs a fire already. I mean, look at how many grown-ups are in there as well. Has this thing become faster or something? What on earth? Alright, I came here to repair my pickaxe a little bit though. So that means I do need to take off my helmet as well, otherwise it will yoink all of the mending. But yeah, let's go like... Oh no, not there. That could have gone quite badly. Alright, there we go. And hopefully this will repair our pickaxe quite nicely here. Because it has definitely suffered through a lot of damage already. Yeah, it's doing bits. It's doing bits. That's not horrible, I wouldn't say. It's not a crazy amount, sure, but it's definitely better than I expected, actually. Oh yeah, look at that. We might actually reach near green area here. If it keeps on going like that. Look at that. Alright, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. At least we still have some sort of way of repairing our pickaxe a little bit here. Look at that. I swear I couldn't breed them this much last time around. It feels like it has become more again. Maybe identity cramming is not a thing yet or something. Look at the amount of babies that are stacked up there, by the way. That's not good. I think they might explode in a second. Oh wow, we're actually fully into green here. We're gonna reach full durability? No way, right? We're way too close now to being done here. Yeah, okay, I think we're just about done. It should not be... Wow, okay, this is actually a great source for XP though. Look at that. That thing was like really damaged. Yeah, nice. Guess this still works. After all this time, right? There we go. Oh goodness, yeah, that's what I expected. Do baby give XP? Maybe a little bit? Oh wow, this is... I do apologize for your ears, by the way, I know. This is getting quite bad. Oh wow, okay, they have all died. Alright, cool. Yeah, let's just get out of here. Boom, boom. I got what I needed. My pickaxe is very nicely repaired right now. Do we have more diamonds here? No, wait, what? Do we not have more diamonds here? I thought we had more diamonds stored over here. Oh well. I guess not. I guess not. Maybe somewhere in here? Nope. Alright, let's get out of here because that's extremely loud. Oh, I do need more chicken though. Let's quickly while we're down here, right? Oop. Yeah, we're gonna maybe have enough food for the rest of this series, by the way, at this point in time. I mean, that's a ridiculous amount of chicken that's just laying there. Oh well. Yeah, okay, so really good news. We shouldn't be nearly as worried about the whole purple blocks as I thought we would have to be. Because it appears that it actually, you know, gives us quite a lot when we have a little harvest. So that's really good. That's extremely good, actually. But there's still other things to be worried about. The obsidian mainly. But for that, we're of course gonna yoink our beacon. Now, as I said, I don't think we have anywhere near enough of the resources we need to make another whole beacon. So that does unfortunately mean that we're gonna have to take this one with us. Which is a bit painful because, you know, that means I have to take it all down and then replace it all over there. And then when we're done there, also take it down again, etc, etc. Which is not really what we want, but hey, you know what? We'll take this opportunity to take this beacon down and then just move it where we are now. Because, well, we haven't fully utilized this the beacon yet in this area or anything like that. But we're definitely getting quite close to it being... you know, out of range when we go all the way over there. So we might just move the beacon all the way over there so that then we can start digging in that area a bit more, right? I guess that is the plus side of all of this. Now, do we have a lot of diamonds here? 37? I wouldn't call that a lot, but oh well. Oh well, we might just have to mine a little bit more for the diamonds at some point. We have to mine down here a lot more anyway, so that's fine. Because I am definitely using quite a lot of blocks. I think... maybe a stack of blocks will have to go into this building. It didn't look like all that much. But you gotta remember, there's gonna be quite a lot of sites. It's gonna be using... ooh, what is it actually? Let me think about this. It's gonna be, I think... like 4 blocks on each front, so to say. So that means, well, there's 2 fronts per front, so that's 8. So that's 8 at least times 4. Yeah, so that's already quite a lot. 8 times 4 is of course 32. I know that out of the top of my head, don't worry. But yeah, that's already half a stack of blocks for the ones that I have just thought of now. And there's of course a good chance that I actually need a bit more than I've calculated a second ago. But to be honest, a half stack of diamond blocks, it sounds like a lot, but it's not extremely high amount, I don't think. It should be quite doable, let's just say it like that. Do we have, yeah, we'll take some gold here so that I can activate the beacon in the end. Alright, and now I think we're ready to go just to the end. Today's episode will probably be mainly resource gathering, maybe the next one as well, as we do need to gather just a lot of resources. But then hopefully we can soon start building this thing up quite a lot. Let's go here. I want to quickly check on the iron. I don't think it's going to be more or much more than the last episode, but oh well. I just want to check on it a little bit. I mean, we didn't even spend all that much time in the last episode in this world, to be fair, but yeah, that's, I believe, the exact same amount. Oh well. That's of course not going to be enough to supply us with a new beacon yet. Not even close, which is fine. It's passive iron income, which is already really quite nice, right? Like, that was the whole idea with that thing. But yeah, let's go off to the nether now. Whoop. Boom, boom. And just go in here. I'm gonna drink a bit more of my yogurt. There we go. And I believe it's this tunnel that we need to go through. Yeah. And this should take us straight to the end. Now, I've just realized I kind of haven't set my spawn point at my base. So now I need to think, is it gonna be faster to go back through the nether again? Or is it faster from where we will spawn, right? Like we will spawn at spawn, so to say. I think through the nether is probably gonna be bigger than that walk, so I cannot do that right now. Oh well, then we'll just have to walk the walk. Oh well, it's not that big of a deal. Alright, here we are in the end. And here we're gonna set up quite a bit of a station for ourselves. So that we can truly get to work here, right? This is probably one of the thickest pillars, I would say. So I'm gonna be building the beacon basically in between these two. I don't think I will be needing more obsidian that there is together in these two pillars. Like, if I am gonna need more than these two, then I think we might have a bit of a problem. Like, there's no way. There's no way. So I should not have to move this beacon again after we have mined all the amount that we need here. So that's good, because that would be really annoying, right? Right, setting it up is of course a bit tedious, but it's fine. It's not as annoying as taking it down is. Boop, boop, boop. No. Boop, boop. Oh my goodness. That's a bit embarrassing. There we go. Boom. Boom. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. There we go. I mean, this is just breathtaking content, right? Never seen before, building a beacon here. But yeah, there we go. And the last little bit here, and then it's just a matter of filling all of it in, which is really quite simple. There we go. Pop, 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 pop. Pop, 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 pop. This is nice that you can see the countdown happening here of how many blocks we still need to place. 18, 17. Oh my goodness, only 11 more blocks. Oh, 5 more. 3, 2, 1. There we go. Alright, cool. So we'll of course take haste 2. I said we'll of course take haste 2. There we go. And bimbala bimbala boom. There we go. And now we cannot instant mine this stuff, but that is fine. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be making a bit of a thingy here. I do believe, hopefully this will work in this version. There's like a little method you can do in order to harvest the flowers. Okay, I've already run out of that stuff. There we go. Which, it's a bit annoying to set up, I guess, but it's not all that complicated. I don't know if I can remember it correctly, but I think I can. So that's at least a good start, right? So we're gonna start with just this here, then this. And then this here. And I do believe what will happen is that the coarse fruit will be confused and it will sprout out into 2. Only this needs to be higher, I believe, actually. Can I make this jump? No. I believe this needs to be at this height. Yes, this is how it's supposed to look. There we go. So then we'll have the next one there, of course. Okay, it has already grown, which is alright. Now we can in a second see if it will work correctly. It should split into 2 here, allowing us to have 2 flowers immediately, right? That's kind of the idea. But whether or not this works in this version is a question, and whether or not I've built it correctly is also a question. So that's beautiful, right? Like, that's absolutely what you want. Absolutely questioning everything that you're doing in a world. Okay, there we go. Boom. Boom. And boom. And we don't need that many of them. They actually grow quite quickly, I believe. Like, you've already seen that one grow now. So we don't need that many of them. And these are just our passive way of getting flowers. We can always, you know, harvest more from the ones that will grow normally. But yeah, there we go. I think this will work. And now we're just gonna have a little setup of flowers around here. So we're just gonna go around like this, blend them randomly, a little bit out of the way of each other so that they can actually grow into their own flower and not get disturbed by each other, but close enough that they can easily harvest all of them, right? That's the idea here. And yeah, this will just be here growing, and once they're fully grown, I can really quickly cut them all down, because these ones, oh, would you look at that, they've already actually done it. Yeah, they just grow like that, and then I have 2 flowers. There we go. So it works. This appears to be working. Look at how quickly I can harvest flowers like that. Maybe we'll make this a little bit bigger, so that I can harvest even more flowers, I guess. It's not, once the grid is a bit in place, it's actually not that hard to expand this. But yeah, we don't want to focus all of our time on doing this, of course. Oh yeah, if you're hearing bangs on the background, by the way, that's of course firework going off. I mean, it is near the new year, so yeah, people are just setting them all off quite a lot around my house and stuff like that, which is quite normal, I would say. But yeah, I would kind of want this flower farm to be so big that every time I harvest that, I can just not worry about the other things and replant them straight away. So we're gonna put quite a bit of attention into this already right now, before we start mining the obsidian. But that will allow us to do this all really quite efficient, hand in hand, so to say. So yeah, boom, boom. And this appears to be working quite well as well. So we're just gonna have this grid-like pattern all the way around here the whole time. And I think maybe 2 more rows, so double the size it is right now. That would be good. So that would be up until this point here. Right. Okay. Then we just go all the way like that. That. Is it supposed to be? I don't know. Let's just make this finished. There we go. Mine some more endstone. Now the beacon is definitely helping with mining the endstone. It's of course not instant, which is a little bit unfortunate. It would have been nice if this was instant as well. But hey, it's already quite a bit faster than if there was no haste. So this is, in my opinion, good enough for now. There we go. Extend, extend, extend. Boom, boom. Boom. There we go. I think the grid is now complete. And this surely should be enough. Of course, the amount that we are placed down, let's say it's like 10. It's more than 10, I know, but let's say it's 10. Means that every time I harvest this thing, I will get 10 to be planted out there. And then 10 of those will be planted back in here. Which is a nice little system. And I mean, you can already see... Oh, this one only grew in one direction. Okay. So I guess it's not a guarantee. This one also did only one direction. This one did two though. Yeah, it appears to not be a full-on guarantee. But as long as it does it most of the time, I'm already quite happy. I do believe this will not grow any further though, so I do need to take those down immediately. Oh, that one would have grown further. Oops. That's fine though. There we go. And of course these have sprouted quite a lot. Like things like this I could already take down. And then we have a bit more for the flowers out there. Just let one continue to grow, kind of per thing. Since they're still so low, this is quite an easy thing to harvest right now. So why not? As said, I'm just putting a bit of attention into it and this stuff for now. So that I know this will be very good by the time that we've mined a lot of obsidian. So that I then don't need to worry about it anymore. And in a second we'll start focusing on the obsidian. There we go. Look at that. That's quite a nice amount of flowers. Okay, and I think that should fill most of this thing up. Wow, this one split into 3. Look at that. So maybe on average we'll still get 2. Maybe. I don't know. I don't think the 2 or the 3 is that high of a chance though. So I think it could split into 4 as well. But I'm gonna assume that this is really quite rare. There we go. Now we just place them all in the pattern. And then we can be happily mining some obsidian in a second. There we go. Look at the amount of flowers I already have extra here. That's pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah, this appears to be working really quite nicely. Like, this actually is super fast as well. I cannot lie. This is going... Oh goodness. I apparently looked at him. Left sharpness 3. Alright. Should be quite safe in this thing though. There we go, nice. Wow! Oh yeah, of course I have looting. I forgot about the fact that I had looting. That's cool. Cool, cool, cool. We'll plant these 14 out and about here as well. We'll let them grow for quite some time. And then maybe we don't even need to do that many harvests in order to get all of the purple that we need. Or at least quite close to it already. There we go. And now it's time to do the most tedious thing there is. Mining obsidian. Yeah, this is gonna take quite some time. Of course, we do have the beautiful beacon with the beautiful efficiency 5, so it's not all that bad, I must say. Like, it takes like, what is it? Let's see here. 1, 2, like 3 seconds probably to mine one block. So it's not all that bad, it's not all that bad. But, ooh, how many do I need per front? Let me calculate here. It's like 3, and then there's a diamond block area. And there's 4 of those. I think it's around 12. So 12 times... What is it? Ooh, what is it? I know it's not making sense, the calculations I'm doing right now to you. But just let me think here for a second, okay? 12... I guess times... 4 would make one front, yeah. So that is 24, 48. Let's say 1 stack per tower. Or no, it's more than 1 stack. Let's say 1.5 stack per tower. Just to keep it simple for myself. And we have... Where's that per whole tower? Oh goodness, I'm already... I cannot calculate this. I think we're at least gonna need 6 stacks for the towers. And then probably quite a bit more for all of the extra detailing as well. So let's say 10 stacks should get us quite far already. So, I mean, we're already almost at 1 stack. So to be fair, it is going quite quickly right now. Like, it's not like it's impossible for me to get 10 stacks. It will take a while. I mean, how long would 1 stack take me? If 1 block takes me 3 seconds, that means that the stack takes me basically 3 minutes. So that means 10 stacks will only take half an hour. I mean, that's actually not that horrible. I mean, of course, it's half an hour of mining obsidian, but yeah, that's not super bad. I could have expected worse. I did expect actually kind of worse. So yeah, maybe this whole building is not gonna be as expensive as I thought it might be. I say that right now, and we might end up finding out later that's gonna be way more expensive than I'm thinking right now, right? But we're already like 10% of the way there to my goal of 10 stacks. So that's not horrible. How close are we to the top here? Oh, actually quite close. Actually quite close. Yeah, alright, so gathering 10 stacks of obsidian. It will take a little while, but that's fine. Oh. And every now and then we'll, of course, in between all of this, just harvest some of the coarse fruit. And then we should get most of the resources we need for this building already just kind of gathered up. Then there's just a lot of niche things, like, of course, a lot of endstone we'll still need. Not nearly as much as the purple or the obsidian, but still quite a good amount of it. And then there's also diamond blocks, which are definitely not cheap to get. We'll also have to work on that for quite some time. But they are more extra details, so I'm not too worried about those. But there's also the end crystals, which, let me think, there's 8 per tower. No, 4 per tower, so 8, 16, I'm gonna at least need 60, at least 20, I think. 20 end crystals, which is not that many, of course, but gathering those things isn't super easy. Especially since I don't have any farms for the things I need for them. So yeah, I'm gonna need to get ender pearls, which I can get quite easily out here, of course. I'm gonna need blaze rods, which are quite simple to get a lot of. And then there's the gas stairs, which are definitely gonna be a little bit more tricky, but oh well. So we'll need at least 20 of those things. We'll need the diamond blocks, the dragon egg and the dragon head we already have. And then what else? I don't know if there's actually all that much else I need for this building. Oh, bone blocks, but those are free for me. Since, you know, I have a farm for them now. So I think we already have enough bones for the whole thing. I'm gonna assume we do, so that should be fine. But yeah, there we go. That is 2 stacks of obsidians already gathered. Let's see how we're doing down here. Boom, boom. Let's pick all the stragglers up, because it's... You know, that's like almost a minute worth of mining that I just let fell down on the ground. That's not too nice. Oh yeah, sometimes they do that, but that is like literally once every full harvest, so that's fine. There we go. Oh, I looked at another one. I guess it's quite easy to look at them in this thing. That's fine though. I am quite safe in here as well. Ow! I said I was quite safe here. Actually, it's kind of good that this is happening, because we need the ender pearls. Look at that, we're already up to 7 out of the 20 that we're gonna be needing, I guess. Alright, and look at that. Nearly more than half a stack of flowers. That is pretty good. Of course, we're gonna have to place them all down first. But once we've done that, we should see that we keep quite a nice amount of extras here. Which we can be planting down in a second out there. And then they will grow. And I mean, the first ones are not even done growing yet. So yeah, there we go. Look at that, a 12 bonus here. Not a huge amount, but a nice extra, right? Like we can just kind of plant them in between all of these. And then once this is all done growing, we'll actually end up with a pretty decent amount of coarse fruit. There we go. And now we can just go back to mining obsidian. Yeah, I like this little system that we got here. I mean, that thing has already produced more fruits again, so we can kind of just go back and forth between that almost. If I would make the size a bit bigger. But we're not only after the coarse fruit. If I was only after the coarse fruit, I would probably be doing that, just fully going back and forth between all of that. But since I also need obsidian, it's kind of nice to just mine like 2 stacks of obsidian and then get some coarse fruits and things going, and then just mine 2 stacks of obsidian, blah blah blah, right? Like a little bit of back and forth thing. It's definitely a bit different again from just building the castle, right? So that's actually at least quite nice. At least that's quite nice. I also don't think I will be going back to the castle for quite a bit. I have thought about it, and I've come to the conclusion that the moment I get access to rockets for my lighter and shulker boxes, the whole castle project will become like 5 times as simple or easy. Because then I can just take my shulker boxes with me, so I don't need to go up and down for all of the resources. I can fly up there, even if I fall off, so I don't need to go up and down for all of that nonsense. And I can just easily move around. If I need to see how I had to build it again, I can just fly to a previous part of my building and don't have to go to the creative world, which will save some time as well. So yeah, just in general, I think it's way better if I can use rockets and shulker boxes for that building. So I'm not gonna go back to the castle project until we have access to that. It was fun building it up until this point, but now it's just getting tedious and also quite repetitive. And I need those little extras in order to, you know, just mentally survive it all. Because it was getting a little bit repetitive, and we still need like half of the castle to be built, and that half is basically the exact same as the other half, which is making it not all that interesting to build, especially if it is so slow, because I don't have that many extra hope needles. I don't think that's an English word. Hope. How would you say that? I don't know, but you know what I mean. I think you know what I mean. Let's see. There we go. We're now starting on our 4th stack already. So yeah, this is definitely not so bad, mining the obsidian. It's actually quite therapeutic. And I must say, the haste is really speeding this process up. This is pretty good. No, yeah, I think it's a cool idea to have the dragon egg in this building. I mean, it would make sense, and it's way better than it just being in a chest, right? So I feel like that's quite a cool spot to just put that thing. And yeah, that's why. Maybe we should at some point add some wither skulls to the nether house as well. Just because that also would kind of make sense, right? And it's like a nice little flex. But yeah, I will think about it. I'm also going to drink a little bit more of my yogurt for a second here. Just a little break there. There we go. I'm of course not sleeping through any night, so it's nice to drink it every now and then, even though we're not technically sleeping. And yeah, look at all of the cores growing. This is really quite beautiful. I mean, of course, I could just go out and harvest a lot of cores in the Ender Islands, but these are now way closer together. Which makes it a lot easier to harvest them quickly, right? So I feel like this is just nicer, especially since now I can mine obsidian in the meantime as well. I don't know, I feel like multitasking it like this is the best way and the smartest way to go about it. And it's also just quite satisfying doing these things back and forth, basically. So yeah, I like it like this. And should I go for 10 stacks immediately right now? I don't really know. I mean, I could just spend this whole episode resource gathering, and then the next episode we'll actually start building fully. Then we can really focus on the building totally. So I feel like just doing that, and I feel like just focusing fully on the resource gathering right now. I think that makes the most sense. I feel pretty certain one block went down here. There we go. Boom. And there we are. Alright, let's have another little harvest here. There we go. Let's speed up real quick. That one is not fully done yet. Yeah, we're definitely getting a nice amount of coarse fruits here each and every time it appears. Oh, I messed that one up. Look at that. A lot of them have actually grown into 3 separate ones as well. I haven't seen a 4 one yet though. Maybe I didn't pay attention well enough. I also don't fully know if that's possible. I think maybe 3 is the max, since they can only split into 3 parts. But yeah, it would be cool to see a 4 one. But oh well. I'm gonna assume that's probably not possible. Otherwise it would have probably happened. I mean, it's probably rare if it is possible, but still, I feel like it would have already happened at this point. We're of course getting a little bit of course fruit here as well. Because, yeah, okay, maybe it's better if I keep them together and then, well. But yeah, we're getting a little bit of coarse fruit from the stems here that I'm breaking down. But it's not like an extremely high amount or anything, so it's nothing crazy here. There we go. Now we can just kind of copy and paste. Follow the grids. Yeah, look at how fast these things grow. I must say, in a way, coarse fruits and coarse plants, however you want to call these things, they're kind of forgotten. I think their mechanics are actually really cool. Like, this whole plant is a really interesting plant. Like, the way it works and everything. Like, it just splits into random direction and all that kind of stuff. Like, especially for when it got introduced, there was no other plant that was doing anything like this. And I feel like a lot of people just don't care. Including me, to be fair. But, you know, it's kind of underrated how cool these things actually kind of are. I mean, they produce one of the ugliest blocks in the game. That's kind of the problem. Let's be real honest here. Like, yeah, purple is just not a good looking block in most ways. But oh well, that's fine. They also do produce, to be fair, end rods. You can make end rods out of them, but you need blaze rods as well, which is of course quite expensive, but it's doable. And end rods are actually a really good lighting source, especially for this part of the game. They are the best. Like, they are actually the best light source in this version, I would say. Just because there's such little amount of light yet. And this is basically, outside of torches, the only one that's not a full block, I believe. So that's quite a good thing. But outside of that, they don't produce all that much. And it's not like you need a mega farm of coarse fruit in order to get a pretty good amount of end rods going. So it's not like you really care about them that much. I mean, you could just harvest for like half an hour out in the Ender Islands, and then you probably have enough for life for the end rods. Unless you're just building a whole thing out of end rods, which, I mean, who does that, right? So yeah. I don't know, but still, the whole mechanics about them and the way they do work, it is really cool. Like, I must say, they are kind of underrated or forgotten about in a way. But yeah, that is because the product that they do produce is just not that interesting. It would be nice if you could use the coarse flour in some sort of recipe, right? Like, if there ever was an end update, which in my opinion there should be, maybe they could do something with the flour and that you could craft it into something else, because that could be quite cool. Like a little mechanic you could use to get flowers, and then those flowers can be turned into something quite special. I don't know, would be quite nice. Would be quite nice. Or maybe make it when you eat a coarse flower, you just teleport like 100 blocks instead of a couple of blocks, right? With the fruit you teleport a couple of blocks, but then when you eat the flower you just get crazy teleported. That would be quite a funny little detail. I don't know. Those things I think would be quite cool to just spice them up. But oh well. Right now, for me, it is quite fun to mess around with them for the first time basically ever. I've never really done anything with coarse flowers and coarse fruits. So this is quite refreshing. And now I'm finally starting to see in that they are quite cool. The mechanics around them are actually quite interesting. The way they just split in multiple areas and then they keep on growing. Like, in theory you can get a really, really big flower or a really big plant, I believe. Like, look at how big some of these already have become, right? Like, yeah, it's quite crazy. Quite crazy. But oh well, we're of course going to be planting these outside of the nether build, or not the nether building, the end building as well. They will be like the trees that go. Okay, I guess I should not be planting them next to a stem. That makes sense. But yeah, we're going to be using them as kind of the trees around our building. I think that makes a lot of sense. And it is self-explanatory, but I felt like just saying it, I guess. But yeah, we're going to be placing them all around there in order to spice up the surroundings around it a little bit as well. Just like we did with the desert house and the nether house. You know, there was themed terraforming, so to say. It's not really terraforming, but kind of is as well. Terraforming around it, landscaping around it. We're going to be doing the same with the end, and we're going to of course use quite a lot of coarse for that, because, well, it's basically the only thing that ever goes in the end. Like, there's nothing else here. It's just end. And I'm not going to make a miniature, what's it called, end city? Or a miniature ship. It would be quite cool, but I don't really feel like doing it. And I also don't really feel like moving a sugar all the way over from the end into this area to just spice it up in some sort of way. That sounds like a lot of work and it's really tedious. I'm not going to be doing that just for this building. It's not that special for building. It's more a distraction of the castle than it is really a main project. I'm going to be real honest here. I mean, it's still going to be a nice cool building, especially for the, you know, the biome street that we're building, but it's not my main focus here or anything for like a long time. Like, I'm planning to be done with this thing quite quickly. Couple of episodes and then boom bam. Especially should definitely be, oh, was that one in 4 direction or was it still 3? It might have been in 4, I don't know, couldn't tell you. But yeah, we're definitely gonna be done with this thing hopefully before the end of this season or around the end of this season. It should not be taking longer than that. If it takes longer than that, that is a little bit over the top, I would say. Go. Yeah, we're getting a pretty decent amount of flowers here still. Look at that. Nearly 40 of them. That's pretty decent. There we go. And now we got 40 of them. Nice. Alright, let's replant them all. There we go. Boom, boom. Just all of them, and then we can see how many there are left, which I'm gonna assume is around 20. Yeah, so we got roughly 2 per. Like, it's a little bit less that we got on this harvest, but maybe the next harvest or the last harvest was a little bit more, right? So it's around the 2 spot, which it makes sense. Boom, boom, and look at how many they've already grown here. You can really see where we started and where, you know, the new generation of them are as well. As the newer ones are still quite tiny, but the older ones are actually getting quite big. Get rid of that one. There we go. But yeah, they're definitely getting a little bit bigger here. Nice. I think we're gonna have a pretty decent amount of course fruit in a second when we harvest them all. So we're up to 6 stacks of obsidian, which is pretty good. That means we need 4 more. That's not a terrible amount. Will still take a little while, but yeah, it's been alright. It's been alright. It's starting to get a little bit repetitive now, mining the obsidian, so that's not great, but oh well. And we have really done some damage to this pillar as well. I feel like it was quite a bit taller. I mean, we can see, of course, a bedrock right there. Yeah, we've done a number on this thing, but oh well. That's fine, that's fine. We can always, you know, regenerate it at some point if we want to, by just respawning the Ender Dragon. We might do that at some point, I guess. Ooh, oh, excuse me for the yawning there. I don't know why I'm tired right now. It doesn't make that much sense, but oh well. Oh well. There we go. And yeah, just another 2 stacks will be gathered right now. And we'll do the course thingies again. And then I think I might not place down the next harvest. Of course, flowers, because I of course want to take a bit of them with me to the overworld as well. And I think we might already have enough fruit growing here that I could get quite close to the amount I need for this building, or at least we should get quite far. So I don't think I need to do another harvest and place them down immediately as well, because then by the time I've gathered another 2 stacks of obsidian, the last flowers that I placed down would not have grown all that much yet. So yeah, then it's kind of doesn't make that much sense, right? But yeah, I'm hoping that I'm right here with the amount of obsidian that I'm getting. Like, this will maybe even be a little bit over the amount that I need here. Oh, one fell down. But yeah, I'm hoping that I get a bit more obsidian here than I actually will end up needing, and that I don't have to get back to this. But phew, I have no idea. That 10 stacks was just a rough estimation. It could definitely be a little bit more than that's the amount that we need for this building. I'm gonna be real honest. Because we have the nether portals in there as well, which are definitely not cheap, of course. They just use a lot of obsidian as well. All of the pillars are made out of obsidian. There's a pattern in the ground, there's a pattern or in the floor, and there's a pattern in the walls. So yeah, there's just all around a lot of obsidian being used, which makes sense because it's basically the best looking block out of all of the blocks that we can use for this build, or that I have allowed myself to use. So it makes sense that we use a lot of obsidian, but yeah, still, it's gonna be expensive. We're gonna be using a lot more purple than obsidian though, I will say. But hopefully we should see that we get way more flower, or not flower, fruits here than obsidian that we have right now. Although maybe not. I mean, 10 stacks is quite a lot, and we're gonna need way more flower than that, or fruit. I keep on mixing them up. Maybe we need to go more all out with the flowers and the fruits next time that we come here for more purple. Maybe I should like make this 4 times as large, then we can basically get an infinite amount of flowers by the time I've taken down half of them and replanted them. The other half has already like grown again in a way, so then I can just constantly get more and more flowers, and then we can really have like a factory going on, and then I make like a big field of the things, like just flatten out an area here, which I can easily do because of the beacon and I need the end stone. And then we have a flatten out area, and I just go ham with placing down flowers in there. Even more crazy than this. And then by the time that's all fully grown, I will have gathered so many flowers again from the farming of the other thing. I can just take down all of the fruit. Maybe just do it with water actually. I don't know if water works, but I will. Can take down all of the fruit and just immediately replant an insane amount of flowers. I think we might have to do that in order to actually get all of the purple we need in a reasonable amount of time. But I will be able to really tell if that is what we need to do based on how much fruit we're gonna get in a second from all of this. Because if we get like 20 stacks already from the amount that we've placed down right now, then we should be quite good here. We should not have to worry all that much about the whole thingy-pajingy here. But if we do not get that, we get only like maybe, I don't know, 5 to 10 stacks. Then we'll probably have to go a little bit more ham on that part. Yeah, on harvesting more fruits. So well, we'll see. Time will tell, right? Look at that, and it takes roughly the amount of time that it takes me to mine 2 stacks of obsidian. Appears to be the same amount of time it takes for basically all of them to be fully grown. So that's quite a funny, perfect little timing situation here, right? Like, look, they're just finishing off the last little ones, growing to their full potential. So that's nice. That means that I didn't really waste time on both of the tasks that we're doing right now. There we go. We got another 42. So it really appears that that is a stable number here. Interesting. Interesting. I guess that makes sense because of statistics and stuff like that. But still interesting. Boom. And as I said, we'll not be placing down these little 18 ones that we have left over. Because I might want to use those for the overworld. Purely based on how much we get in terms of fruit here. Wow, that one really grew fast. That was that was like back to back there. Alright. So there we have 8 stacks of those. 18 of those. Oh, I'm stretching out a little bit. There we go. Ooh. And most of these are fully grown. I think they will almost all be fully grown by the time I get another 2 stacks here of obsidian. So let's just quickly do that. We should still have enough time for that in today's episode. Getting 2 more stacks and then harvesting all of the fruits. And then I'm really curious to see how many fruits we actually got out of all of this. Like how big we might have to go in the next episodes or the next time we get here. The amount we get should already be enough to make a pretty decent start. Maybe even the whole front of the building to be done. But I'm gonna assume that we're definitely not gonna get enough fruit here for the whole building. Because, I mean, come on, that building is like what? Maybe 25 blocks tall? Ow. 25, and there's like 4 pillars, or yeah, there's like 4 pillars of 4, so to say. So each pillar is like 100 blocks already of purple. Which is just a lot in total. Let's just say it like that. I mean I need basically 4 times as much purple as I need obsidian. I would assume roughly that. Which means that if we need 10 stacks of obsidian, I need 10 stacks of purple blocks, which means 10 stacks of fruit. Oh no, 40, excuse me. If I need 10 stacks of obsidian, I need 40 stacks of purple blocks, which means 40 stacks of fruit, which is quite a lot. Like, that is not a small amount of fruit. And I don't feel like we'll get that from this harvest. But as I said, if we get like 20 here, 20 stacks, then I'm quite confident in not having to go all that much bigger for the next harvest or anything like that, right? So yeah, we're gonna base it all off of those numbers. And I must say, it's really hard to judge how much we'll actually get. Because it's like, of course, every block I see is gonna be 1 fruit. So yeah, I should be able to exactly count the amount that I would get. But it's really hard to judge how many blocks of those things there actually are here. Like, it looks like a lot, but it wouldn't surprise me if it wasn't actually all that much either. I don't know, it's just hard to judge. It's really hard to judge. But before we had like maybe 20 flowers planted down, and we got, what was it, 3 stacks of fruits? And I definitely feel like we got at least triple the amount of flowers placed down now. But that would still only be like maximum of 10 stacks. So yeah, we probably do need to go a bit bigger. But we'll see. We'll see. Oh yeah, this is also the first day in a long time where there's no snail video coming out in the morning. Or at least the morning for me. Because the snail series is now officially ended. Which in a way is a bit sad, of course, but in another way is also, you know, it's good. It was about time it ended, I must say. I must also say that the final battle wasn't actually anything all that special, I will admit to that. It was just me hitting a snail for basically 10 minutes. But, you know, that's fine. I think overall the creator of the mod did a really good job with the mod. It was super cool, especially in the beginning area part. It was actually really quite scary being tracked down by that snail. Later on, it of course got less scary and less scary because, you know, I got an elytra and I could just travel through dimensions and stuff like that. So then, yeah, I mean, it's not really all that scary so much anymore, right? It's the snail. But it was definitely in the beginning a lot of fun running from the snail, and after that it was a lot of fun just playing the game normally again for once in a really, really long time. Because I haven't done that actually quite some time, especially not in the newer versions or anything like that. So yeah, it was definitely quite fun playing around with all of that. And just experiencing Minecraft again for the first time in a little while in the normal way. And as I said, yeah, the end battle wasn't all that special, but I don't think the mod was all that much focused on the end battle anyway. And the creator of the mod did actually say that that was their first mod as well that they ever made, which makes it quite impressive in my eyes. I mean, I'm not a mod creator or anything like that, so I don't know, of course, but yeah, I would say they made a quite cool mod for their first thing. So yeah, all around a really fun experience, the Immortal Snail mod series. And as I said towards the ending of the video as well, I am definitely planning to do more of those kinds of series where we're doing modded and stuff like that. But just not when there's a daily upload basically. But not really anytime soon just yet, because I'm quite busy in real life, unfortunately, with just other things. Because, you know, this whole YouTube thing, it's not my job. I don't get paid for this or anything like that, so it's not that I can put all of my time towards this thing. It's more of a hobby thing than really, you know, a career. So that means that I have to put other things in front of it, right? So I cannot just make a daily video every month or every couple of months. That, yeah, I don't have the time for that. Even though I don't even edit any of the videos. I mean, of course, that makes it so that the videos are quite easy to produce. That was the whole idea behind it. But even then, I just cannot do it always. So yeah, there will not be one of those series for quite some time yet. But as I said, I am definitely planning on having another one somewhere in the future. And I'm also definitely open for suggestions in terms of what kind of mods you want to see. Alright. Boom. There we go. 10 stacks of obsidian have been gathered. And now we're just gonna have a harvest here. I'm very interested to see how much we get. We already got 2 stacks from that stuff, so that's actually a pretty decent sign. I'm just gonna go around doing this for a little while. Not harvest all of them just yet. Just a small amount of them. Or not a small amount, but like a quarter of it, so to say. Like this little corner here. Then we're gonna pick it all up and see how much we get here. Because of course if it fills up my inventory completely right now, then that means that I, well, need to transport them a bit more. So I don't want to overflow myself too quickly. But it doesn't appear that that is happening just yet. It's definitely not a horrible amount that we're getting here. But it's also not a crazy high amount. It's just the middle way, so to say. Just the middle way. Let's see, how much was that? That was like maybe 1/3 of all of them. And we got like, what is it? 8-ish stacks, which we 2 already had, so 5 stacks. As I said, nothing crazy. We'll harvest all of the rest now. Nothing crazy, but also not horrible. Kind of what I expected, in a way. Kind of what I expected, I guess. Boom. I know not all of these are fully grown, but that's fine. We have plenty of flowers and plenty of access to more flowers. There we go. It is quite satisfying, this stuff, though. You will have to admit. Alright, this is definitely a lot more flour that is now, or fruit. My goodness, I keep on mixing them up. That's now laying around. I wish there was an easier way to collect this stuff. I mean, of course, if I made an actual farm here, it would have been a lot easier with like water and stuff like that. But oh well, we're doing it the cheap way, alright? We're doing it the cheap way. Yeah, this is a pretty good amount, though. You gotta remember that basically each and every one of these things is actually a full block in the end. So that is really good. That's actually extremely good. And harvesting this was definitely a lot faster than mining the obsidian, so that's nice. But I don't think this is the amount that we're gonna need in total just yet, but it will definitely help us get quite far. It should at least be enough to make the front, which is of course the most important part. That's the part we're gonna be starting on with, right? I'm not gonna be building it in 3D like I did with, for example, the nether building straight away. I am just gonna make the front first and then all of the other things. But yeah, how many stacks do we have right here? We got 1, 2, then there's 7 there, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 stacks basically. 15 and a bit. Alright, that is definitely not bad, I wouldn't say. We are out of time for today's episode, so I'm just gonna take this with me now. And we're gonna go back to the overworld. Of course, as I said, this will take us to spawn point. There we go. We'll actually sleep here for a second. Oh, you all went through the portal. There we go. Can I? Oh, yeah. Makes sense. They are here. Come on. There we go. Ooh. Okay, let's sleep and drink some more yogurt. One last time. There we go. No? Okay. I must say, that tower. Wait, what is that in the water there? What on earth is that? Is that a zombie? I think it's a zombie wearing a helmet or something. I don't know. I cannot tell. I must say though, the tower here is actually looking really good from this angle. I like this. I guess I haven't seen this from this side, but I really like the way that is looking. Oh, it's a zombie villager. Okay, I was a bit confused there for a second. Brother man was looking a little bit weird. Oh, he's even he's doing the rock face. All right. Okay, but yeah, the tower looks really good from this angle. I like it. I like it a lot. Maybe we should make like a whole wheat field here. I was kind of thinking about buildings here, but maybe a wheat field would be cool also. I don't know yet. Anyway, let's quickly get back over to the smelting house, because we're going to be doing a lot of exactly that, smelting. And then we're going to have to end the episode right there, because we are out of time for today. But yeah, let's go. There we see. Boom, boom. Ooh. Whoop. There we go. Nice. And this is actually where we're gonna end the episode for now. This is still smelting. Look at all of that. Alright, cool. Anyway, as I said, this is where I'm gonna end the episode. I do still need to make a screenshot for today's episode, but I'm gonna take that in a second in the creative world from the front of the building, because that's basically what it's all about, right? So yeah, we'll do that in a second. But yeah, as I said, this is it for today's episode. I do hope you all enjoyed it. And as I said before, Happy New Year to all of you who are watching it somewhere around the time that it got uploaded. And yeah, for now, as I said, thank you all very much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. So, goodbye!